Good morning. I'm so excited. This is your math video for Monday, and it is Monday, May 11th. This is our last week. Now, most of your geometry, we're starting geometry today. Most of your geometry standards are just building on stuff you've already learned in fourth grade. So we're going to move really quickly. We're going to do 2 lessons a day. We're not going to have any Khan Academies. You'll have your final Edulastic assessment. We're going to stay with our structure of doing an ERQ. Or some, and our ERQs will be on fraction word problems. That's our standard. And then if we do fluency, it'll be practicing your U.S. customary measurement conversions. I probably won't go over those. We'll just complete those at the beginning. And then every day you do have an exit ticket question. And remember, you're going to tape your exit ticket and either take a picture and send it to me on Dojo, or you can do it on a Google document as well. All right, so here are all the materials you need, so let me share. I'm really excited today. This is my favorite math. All right, and I am a geometry aficionado, so we're going to I'm going to teach you some of the stuff that you learned to do in middle school. So we're going to use the symbols and everything like you would in middle school, because it really is a different language, almost like you're learning Mandarin. You're going to have all these great cool signs to represent your geometry terms. So these are the 3 things you need for today. You need your 5th grade calendar, and it has all your math ERQs and exit tickets. You need your packet. We're starting the one that says polygons. And then you also need blank paper to take notes. And you also need your protractor. So if you don't have all 4 of these items out and ready, please go ahead and stop at this point and make sure you have them out and ready. All right, so I'm assuming you got all your materials ready to go, and we're going to go through our checklist like we do every time. This helps us get focused and know what we're working on. So we're going to start with a fluency practice. We're actually going to work on the protractor before our lesson 2, because that's when we're going to need our protractor. We'll probably do 2 different lesson videos for today. We're going to talk about regular and irregular shapes. And then we're going to work on our protractor, and then we're going to do our triangles. The practice problems are really the big pictures. So there's fewer practice problems for these, and like I said, most of it should be review. If you like a little bit of enrichment, I've linked Brain Pop videos to go with our geometry topics. You can watch your Brain Pop on angles. And then also your question is answering these 2 questions. Is a circle a polygon? Don't forget to tell me why or why not. Didn't put that in there, I apologize. And compare and contrast a pentagon with a hexagon. So you'll probably need 3 sentences. 1 for this one, a compare, a similar, and a contrast of difference. And don't forget to take your picture of those. All right, so I'm going to flip to our warm-up page. So here's Monday. And our standard that we are working on is I can convert U.S. customary measurements. Don't forget to write your anchor chart. Don't forget to write your in the great land of Inspire. If you're not sure of some of these are all on the great land of Inspire actually, so you can use that one. So do your big to small, small to big, and then make your great land of Inspire. Your exit ticket is right here. Don't forget to add a Y. And you need 1, 2, 3 sentences to solve it, to answer it properly. All right, so I'm going to flip to my note-taking paper. And I want to have a little talk with you because geometry, the #1 struggle. So our standard is, let's find our standard real quick. Our standard is I can identify and describe and classify triangles, and I can identify, describe, and classify polygons. Those are our standards for today, and you're going to understand what we mean by all those terms as we keep going. So geometry, the #1 issue with geometry is there's so many vocabulary words. Oh my goodness, there's just tons of them. And you have to be able to know the word, recognize the definition in word form, recognize examples, and recognize non-examples. All those things are things you're going to need. And when it gets to the questions on your test for these, it's going to be vocabulary heavy, just like in science. Remember how in science we said you have to know the vocab to answer the questions because there can be up to 8 vocab words in a question? Same thing on geometry. So we're going to start a vocabulary bank, and we're going to add to this vocabulary bank every single day. And at the beginning of our Zoom lessons, we're going to practice vocabulary. And then at the end of some of our Zoom lessons, we're going to do Kahoots to practice our vocabulary. And maybe I'll offer some rewards. Maybe I'll let you pick a piece of a candy bar or something out of a bag when you turn in your work if you participate and win the Kahoots. So I will definitely do something like that. I think that sounds like an awesome plan. So I'm going to go ahead and just write candy rewards. Because the vocab is key. Okay, so we're going to start. We need our word, our definition. Now, we won't always have non-examples. These are examples of things that don't fit the definition. But a lot of times the non-examples help you as much as the examples. Now, if we were in class, we'd be doing all kinds of sorts and sticky activities, but we just can't do that online. And we would have definitely made a vocabulary chart, so we might as well just do what we know to do. All right, so our words today, we're going to start with a polygon. And I'm just taking this from your book. A polygon is a closed figure. Closed meaning it seals up. It's made of line segments. And a line segment is just a straight bit of a line. And they don't cross each other. So closed line segments don't cross. If at any point I'm going too fast, you're just going to pause your video. Remember, when we learn, we have lots of different ways we learn in our brain. And one of the ways we learn is by writing things down, saying things out loud, and then by drawing pictures. So we're going to do it all 3 ways. And so it really is important that when I ask you to write down that you're writing down with me, because that's going to make your learning bridge stronger. All right, so examples. They gave us lots of examples. You can draw your own. They need to be straight lines. And they can't have an opening. So if it is a circle, it is not a polygon. If it has an opening, it is not a polygon. All right, and then we have a segment. So a line segment is just a straight line, and it has 2 endpoints. And so each one of these sides is a segment. Now we're not going to do non-examples on this one, but I want to show you how they write this in geometry. So if you had a triangle and the triangle is A, B, C, it has line segments A, B, a line segment B, C, and a line segment CA. And it has a little bar across the top to show you that it's a segment. You can write it AB is the same as BA, BC is the same as CB, and CA is the same as AC. Now this is different than a line. A line is straight. Oh, we need to put this one on here too. See how they cross? Non-example, can't cross. All right, so it's a straight line. And it goes to infinity on either side. It never stops. And so they show that by putting the little arrows. So this would be like on a graph or a number line. And in geometry writing, they would show you this by saying line AB. All right, so now we have open and closed. So open, it has a hole. And this one has, oh, I put a hole, like a whole pie, a hole, I need like a dip, right? No hole. So open, closed. They meet. These are antonyms. All right, so we have polygon, line segments. Then we have open and closed. All right, we have 2 more words. We have regular versus not regular. Regular means that it has all the same sides and same angles. And let me show you how they write those. So a regular triangle would have equal sides and equal angles. And they show this by putting a little line in the middle of it. They show the angles by putting a little arc. We call these an arc in the middle of it. Now, if your angle is 90 degrees, they put a little square. This means 90 degrees, but watch, it's the same for all of them because a square is the same. So an example of a non-regular shape would be a triangle that looks maybe like that, or a rectangle that looks like that. It has all 2 different sides, even though it has all the same angles. And some people call it regular and irregular. Some people call it regular and not regular. The last one is congruent, and this just means equal. And we said they show it by using this method. I'm going to draw a little arrow. And then in geometry, shorthand, this word means congruent. And I think, remember how we said that in 5th grade, when they use the term about, and they want you to estimate, they use this. So remember, they used to do things like 1.3 is about 1. But I remember I pointed out, I said, wait till you get to geometry, because I don't know why they taught you this. I've never seen this before for estimating, but definitely they use it for geometry. Okay, so polygon, segment, line, open, closed, regular, and congruent. So here we go. We're going to go to our map.